What to tell you, this is the best we can do.
Just speak like you, we can hear.
Well, I'm big and loud, but not everybody's like me. So.
Turn the lecture. Turn the lecture.
I understand. The actual presentation is to the planning board. I appreciate the fact that you can hear. We will get your questions. You will get your chance to come up and speak. But not everybody's going to speak as loud as I am. So he'll do the best he can. But please, the points, if you have points, raise your hand. Ted will address it. We'll try to get your questions answered. But just not while he's talking. Let him discuss this with the board. They have a deliberation to make tonight.
Again, we appreciate the opportunity to meet with you tonight, and we look at this as an opportunity to try to present information to you that will help you in making the critical decisions that you have to make for this rezoning issue. We certainly don't view this as a contest. It's not us against anybody else. It's just a process. That's what rezoning is all about. Tonight, as I go about our presentation, you're going to hear a couple of points repeated. Those are facts versus misconceptions about the land farming process and its effects.
Barry, Pam introduced you. I've got to interrupt this. Ted, this is not the order the meeting was supposed to go in.
I noticed that.
Well, you need to call the order. I'm sorry, apologize. When she said to come up, it threw us off our meeting schedule. Apologize, but we've got to follow it in order.
Okay, what we need to do is go back and take a look at the text.
I do apologize, a little confusion with this. The first item on the agenda is our text amendment. The Stokes County Board of Commissioners under Article 12, Section 120, motion to amend, is requesting to amend the Stokes County zoning ordinance. The request is to delete the following zoning text section from the ordinance. Delete the following conditional zoning use: dedicated soil treatment facility, land farming, bioremediation, and conditions, as found in subsection 92.2 conditional zoning from Article 12, Section 92, heavy manufacturing zoning district and heavy manufacturing conditional zoning district from the Stokes County zoning ordinance.
Okay, we had one person to sign up,
Tom Costner. Again, I apologize. We just got out of order.
Thank you, planning members, for allowing us the opportunity to speak. It's the first time I've done this, and I have some letters, 2 letters in particular that I've been asked to read. I have some comments of myself, and I have some information that I'd like to present to the Planning and Zoning Committee as documents that some of the folks couldn't make it tonight, and they chose to write letters so that the folks can review them and take it under consideration.
Okay, could you speak a little louder so that people...
Yes, sir. Would you like me to repeat myself?
Go ahead. Just try to talk a little louder.
Yes, sir. I have some documentation. It is a petition that opposes the rezoning of this property. It is not the original. We have been documenting what has been wrote down. To date, there are 628 names on this petition, and we have multiple letters that we would like to present to the planning committee for their review, because some of these folks couldn't be here or did not choose to get up and speak. Would I give these to you, sir?
Yes, sir, but at this time, we're not looking at the zoning request right now.
Mm-hmm.
What we're actually looking at is a request to delete this type of activity from the zoning ordinance.
Okay.
Have you signed up for the other, Mr. Costa?
Well, yes, sir, I did sign up.
Okay. You can speak again at that point.
Okay.
comments?
Do you have any questions for me concerning the request? Again, I apologize. This was just a little procedural error.
Better to entertain a motion concerning this request.
Speak up.
They can't hear you.
I'll make a motion to do this request.
It's been moved and seconded that we delete this type of activity from our zoning ordinance. All those in favor, let me know by show of hands. All those against, show of hands.
What's the,
We cannot hear. This is not a public meeting if we can't hear.
Stand up
yeah, Ted.
and project.
What was the vote? Hold on. What was the vote again so I can take the minutes? All those in favor, please raise your hand.
Raise your hands again.
What?
To delete this from the zoning ordinance, the text amendment is to delete this from the zoning ordinance.
Delete what?
The bioremediation land use facility. That's what I stated just a second ago. I'll read your motion. I'll read the amendment one more time. The request from the Board of Commissioners, motion to amend. Delete the following conditional zoning use: dedicated soil treatment facility, land farming, bioremediation, and conditions. There were no questions to me on this. All right.
Okay, the vote was one against and everybody else voted for. So the motion passes.
Motion passes. This will be submitted to the Board of Commissioners.
Now, let me say at this time that the planning board does not make decisions. All we do is make recommendations to the county commission. So at the next meeting of the county commissioners, then they will make a decision on this issue.
All right. Again, I apologize to the applicant and Barry. Just that's what the procedures we needed to go through. You may not be able to hear anything. Shouting out that you can't hear it's not going to help. We'll try to do this the best we can. Please, members, if you're talking and you have questions, remember, you're going to have to shout it out a little bit. Barry, I again apologize if you come back up and begin your presentation or start where you want to.
All right, just to make a point about the vote that just took place so that we certainly understand. At the time that our client, Mr. Fulk and Ms. Fulk, made application to the rezoning, this was a clear activity that was allowed under the zoning regulations that were in place at that time. It's our understanding that therefore any actions that are taken like this, that we still are applying as we normally would, and that this is something that can go into effect at a different time based on what the county commissioners have to say. Is that?
You're right.
Thank you. What we want to do tonight, as I said, there's a couple of things that you're going to hear me talk about over and over. One of them is facts versus misconceptions. The other is what are the rules of the game. And when I talk about rules of the game, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. That's what I'm talking about the rezoning process and the rezoning regulations. My presentation basically tonight will be in three parts. The first is going to talk about the land farming issue and how it's done, what it's all about, because that's where I believe the most misconceptions are out there. We also have listened very carefully to what people have said, what their concerns were, what was voiced at the informational meeting. And so we want to have a little section where we respond to those citizens' concerns. Finally, we want to talk about the rezoning rules and requirements and how this particular site fits in with those, and it basically is consistent and complies with those rules and requirements. The first thing that I want to put up is, why are we even talking about this land farming of petroleum hydrocarbons? Well, if you look at this chart, this is directly from the underground storage tank chapter or office at the regional office in Winston-Salem. And it basically shows the